everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Now a couple of weeks ago we put out an at the bench pouring video showing some of the first pieces of 2020 being made, and I'm very happy to say that those pieces have now returned from the Edinburgh Assay Office, where they get assay tested and hallmarked to guarantee their purity. So really excited to showcase these finished products because they are now all stamped, done, polished, cleaned and ready to be shipped. Some of them have been sold and reserved already, and these 4 pieces here are commission pieces. So if you are interested in any of the ones that are available, there's links down below to our website where you can purchase directly, or for the very best prices where we can cut out PayPal fees, then please email me. My email address is down in the description as well, but it's byb@backyardbullion.com. Now, as well as showcasing the finished articles that we've got here for the first pieces of 2020's YouTube Ripple series, we're also going to talk a little bit about the hallmark for 2020. We've changed the date letter, which is really important, and I think it's really important to educate people as much as possible about hallmarking. It's our unique selling point. It's what makes the Backyard Bullion brand different to a lot of the other brands out there. There are other UK pourers which hallmark their pieces, of course, but it's not a common thing, and it's not certainly a common thing in the US as well. So to have a hallmarked piece of hand-poured silver is, in my opinion, a really, really good thing because it does guarantee that purity. It's pure silver in its finest form, 999, guaranteed by an agency that has been working for over 500 years. They know their stuff. It's a really, really cool place. So here is the hallmark. Now, for those who are long-term viewers of my channel, you'll know and be familiar with the BYB, the 999 and the castle there. Those are the 3 marks that are put on by the Edinburgh Assay Office every year. The one that changes is the V on the far right, and that is the date letter. And what I really like about that is that you can accurately date items. So not only is it a guarantee of the purity of something, but if it's a piece that I've made like this round here and I've stamped 2020 on it, you know that it is made in 2020 because the Edinburgh Assay Office uses the date letters so that you can identify that. So it's the V here. So if I made one of these pieces in 2025 and I just stamped 2020 on it and tried to pass it off as an old piece that could perhaps have even more collector's value, say, you can't do that. You can't fake these things with the Edinburgh Assay Office, and that's really exciting to see. Now, in the UK, it is actually the law to have things hallmarked if you're going to sell them and describe them as silver or gold or palladium or platinum. So it's really interesting to have this and be a part of that history. And what I also quite like about hallmarking is that in 100 years, in 200 years, when I am long gone, long dead and buried, there will be a record of the Backyard Bullion brand in the annals of history because we will be there. That BYB logo is mine, it's unique. Now, I have seen a few different comments on different videos I've done about hallmarking saying, well, it's not difficult just to forge that hallmark. Well, in theory, I guess you couldn't, and I'm certainly not advocating that because it's a crime. It's actually a prison sentence, a crime. It can really genuinely put you in prison if you try and forge a hallmark and pass off something. Come on, camera, the light is awful today. Here we go. Focus in on these ripples. But it is a crime and you will go to prison. You'll certainly get a huge fine and probably go to prison if you forge hallmarks. So it's definitely a very, very worthwhile thing to have. So now onto the YouTube Ripple series. These are the first pieces. Now this particular one here, this big giant Aztec head, and by the way, if any of you want to see these pieces come to life, you can go and check out the At the Bench pouring video that we made a couple of weeks ago. I'll try and remember to put a link to that down in the description below, and I suspect in a couple of weeks time there will be a mammoth silver pouring compilation video with some lovely music to it, which will not only show all of these first pieces in the Ripple series, but also some of the subsequent ones that we've been working on over this last couple of weeks. There's going to be, I think we've got a batch of close to 20 items which will be revealed and showcased in the next couple of weeks, which is really exciting. So we're doing our usual design here with the BYB logo in the middle, the serial number on the left hand side, the weight 5.87 ounces troy with the hallmark underneath, and then of course the leaf is our kind of finishing signature piece. This mold is just fantastic. I love it. It's a really fun mold. It's really nice and textured and detailed. Of course it's high relief 3D as well, and it's lovely and it creates awesome ripples, as you can see. So that was number 1. I believe number 2, we then came over to the pirate round. Now, we actually did another version of this. Well, it's the same mold, but another piece, but it didn't really come out quite so nice. And I decided to give it another go, and you can see why, because we've got some incredibly lovely ripples coming out here. So we've got, again, the BYB logo, 3.04 ounces, 002, and the hallmark underneath. Really enjoy this mold. It's a lovely one to antique as well, because the detail on the pirate skull comes out really clear. Very, very cool indeed. Third was, I think, the Celtic Round. This is one of my all-time personal favourite moulds to pour for a number of reasons. One, I just love this Celtic look here. The blackened antique finish you get of the interior with the polished exterior is gorgeous. This one has turned out to be a real chunky monkey. It's a lovely thick one. I think it's one of the heaviest of this mould I've ever done. They usually come out to about 2.75 ounces, and this is a 3.38 ouncer. Number 3 there, as you can see, some gorgeous ripples. Really, really very pretty indeed. So that's the number 3. And then we had 2 back-to-back spiderweb rounds. Now, both of these spiderweb rounds have been reserved, unfortunately, but if you are interested in a spiderweb round in particular, then of course you can commission a piece from us. That is one of the things that we do. The YouTube Ripple series is basically about pouring things that I enjoy to pour, and at that moment, that flavour of the moment type situation where I want to pour something and create and enjoy it. But that doesn't mean that you can't also commission certain pieces and shapes and weights and sizes, like for example the big Aztec head, if that is what you want. We have, actually there's one piece that you didn't see, which I'll just quickly show before. I did mention in that video that we were going to pour a UK bar, and we did, but it was off camera. So here is the results of this UK bar. I really love this mold. It's very, very cool. I like having that kind of high relief, almost map. You can see the big mountains in Scotland there, and the lowlands in the south of England. Very cool. Came out to 2.15, number 6 in the Ripple series, and that pouring compilation will be out in a couple of weeks, so you can see it come to life. But in terms of commissions, we do, of course, other... I said do, I know, I'm sorry. We do other commission pieces, and that's probably one of the busiest areas that we are in. And these are some lovely, lovely Ripple rounds that we've created for a customer, and I'm really, really happy with them, especially this one. This one is one of my all-time favourites, and it's a very frustrating thing pouring silver because you can never replicate a piece. You always get something unique and different, which is, I guess, a really cool thing. You know, no 2 pieces are ever the same, and every single piece has its own unique fingerprint. Yeah, that's great, but it's very frustrating as a creator when you get something that looks so beautiful, but you can't replicate it. It's really, really annoying. And you'll notice as well that one of my intro photo is of a heart with absolutely perfect concentric ripples in heart shapes, and I've never ever been able to replicate it. Oh look, here's a little bit of our trade secrets as to how we instruct the Edinburgh Assay Office to hallmark. So this is all just written in Sharpie pen, and don't worry, this will all rub off very easily. We wanted the hallmark kind of centrally here because we haven't quite decided what the design was going to be, whether it was just going to be a simple leaf with the weight or have the BYB logo for the customer. But we write on here the size of the hallmark that we want, 1.25 mil, so that's the height of these hallmarks, and then I put a line where I want it and then the arrows to designate which way up it needs to go. So that's a little bit of the inside secrets. In fact, I think we've got that on this one here too, so there we go. That'll all clean off nicely though. So we do, as I said, do the commissions, and one of the most popular things that we have commissioned are of course hearts. These are a pair of hearts that a customer has commissioned. I won't say who, obviously for privacy, and also I think these are going to be quite a fun gift for people. So, but these also come out really well. I love these hearts. They're absolutely stunning. You can see here the hallmarks on the back, and then they will be custom stamped. That's of course what we can do as well. So that's basically the roundup for the first batch of poured silver going through the Edinburgh Assay Office this year. We have just this last week submitted a 7.5 kilo parcel of silver to the Edinburgh Assay Office. So you can see that I have been pretty busy. This whole parcel here was a pretty small one, but we have recently submitted a very, very big one with some exciting new pieces that we're going to showcase for you. Now, one of the things I did mention in the contamination style video last week is that a lot of the projects and pieces and designs and things that we are making will not necessarily be publicized and made for sale until they pass their assay tests. Because the last thing I want to do is start marketing and producing sales for items which haven't necessarily been created and passed their assay tests yet. So watch this space, because in the next couple of weeks there will be a big product launch and we'll have some really cool new pieces to showcase. Really excited about them, to share them with you. Can't really tell you much more about them right now, so it's like an announcement of the announcement to come. I know it's a bit cringeworthy, but that is really exciting to showcase in the next couple of weeks. Also more of these YouTube Silver Ripple series. Can't even speak now. YouTube Ripple series, that's what I wanted to say. So if any of these take your fancy other than these, so in other words, if any of these 4 take your fancy, then please do get in touch. You can email me for the best prices, byb@backyardbullion.com, or you can purchase directly with your credit, debit cards and everything through our website, backyardbullion.com. If you have any questions about hallmarking and why it's important, or any information you'd like to know, we do supply one of these little pieces of, or this sort of card here with all of our orders so that you can learn and understand about the hallmarking. I think it's really important for people. But if you do have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comment section. Otherwise, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead. If you enjoyed today's video, if you enjoyed these pieces of poured silver, please hit the thumbs up button and share this around on your social media. And if you'd like to see videos from us in the future and updates on our poured silver, then hit that subscribe button with notifications on if you so wish. Otherwise, have a fantastic week ahead. Thank you for watching, and please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.